What if a single JPEG file sold for more money than most people will earn in 10 lifetimes? What if a digital receipt, something you cannot hang on a wall, cannot touch, cannot physically hold, fetched $69 million at one of the most prestigious auction houses on the planet? These are not hypotheticals. These are documented, verified, real-world transactions that shook the global art market and forced the entire financial world to ask a deeply uncomfortable question: what is something truly worth if someone is willing to pay for it? Welcome to BlockVault Daily. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the most expensive NFT sales in history: what sold, who bought it, why they paid those prices, and what it all actually means for the future of digital ownership. To understand why these sales matter, you need to understand what an NFT actually is. NFT stands for non-fungible token. Unlike Bitcoin or Ethereum, which are interchangeable, one Bitcoin equals any other Bitcoin, and NFT is unique. It is a cryptographic token recorded on a blockchain that certifies ownership of a specific digital asset. That asset can be an image, a video clip, a piece of music, a virtual plot of land, or even a tweet. The blockchain record cannot be altered or faked, which means ownership is provable, transparent, and permanent. When someone buys an NFT, they are not necessarily buying the copyright or exclusive viewing rights. They are buying verified, on-chain provenance. Think of it like owning an original painting in a world where perfect digital copies exist. The copies circulate freely, but only one person holds the authenticated original. Now, armed with that foundation, let us walk through the sales that defined an era. The single most expensive NFT ever sold is Beeple's Everydays, the first 5,000 days. On March 11, 2021, this piece sold at Christie's auction house for $69.3 million. The buyer was a crypto investor known publicly as Metakovan, the pseudonym of Vignesh Sundaresan, a Singapore-based entrepreneur and blockchain fund manager. What exactly did he purchase? Beeple, whose real name is Mike Winkelmann, had spent 13 years, beginning May 1, 2007, creating one digital artwork every single day without missing a single day. He combined all 5,000 of those pieces into one enormous mosaic collage. The result was a sprawling, chaotic, visually dense panorama of culture, politics, technology, and satire. Christie's had never auctioned a purely digital artwork before. The sale obliterated every expectation and placed Beeple among the top 3 most valuable living artists in auction history, overnight. Metakovan later explained that he viewed the purchase as a bet on the future, that in 100 years, digital art would be considered fine art, and Everydays would be its cornerstone. The second most expensive NFT sale belongs to Pak, one of the most enigmatic and respected figures in digital art. In March 2021, just days after the Beeple sale, Pak's The Merge generated an astonishing $91.8 million in total sales, though the structure was unconventional. The Merge was not sold as a single token to a single buyer. Instead, it was sold as a collection of mass units, with nearly 30,000 individual collectors purchasing pieces. When factoring in combined value across all units, the Merge eclipses even Everydays. Pak designed the artwork so that each token represented a white sphere, and if one wallet held multiple tokens, the spheres merged into a larger single sphere. The price per unit started at $575 and increased $50 every 6 hours during the sale. The genius of this structure was that it gamified ownership and created urgency. The Merge is simultaneously the highest-grossing NFT sale in history and one of the most intellectually designed digital art experiments ever conceived. Third on the list is another Beeple piece, Human 1. This one is different in a crucial way. It is a physical sculpture combined with an NFT. The piece consists of 4 video screens displaying a continually evolving astronaut figure walking through shifting landscapes. Beeple retained the right to update the digital component indefinitely, making it a living, breathing, perpetually changing artwork. Human 1 sold in November 2021 for $28.9 million. The buyer was Ryan Zurer, a venture capitalist and longtime collector of digital art. What makes Human 1 significant is that it blurred the line between physical and digital art, suggesting a hybrid future where ownership means something entirely new. Moving further down the list, we encounter CryptoPunk number 5822. CryptoPunks are a collection of 10,000 algorithmically generated pixel characters, created by Larva Labs in 2017, and widely regarded as the first major NFT project. Of the 10,000 punks, only 9 are alien-type punks, making them the rarest. Punk number 5822, an alien wearing a blue bandana, sold in February 2022 for $23.7 million. The buyer was Deepak Taplial, CEO of Chain, a blockchain infrastructure company. His purchase sent shockwaves through the collector community and reinforced that early, rare, historically significant NFTs commanded premium valuations regardless of market timing. CryptoPunk number 7523, another alien punk, this one wearing a medical mask, eerily resonant given it sold during the pandemic era, fetched $11.7 million at Sotheby's in June 2021. The medical mask attribute added a layer of cultural storytelling that bidders clearly found compelling. This punk was part of the natively digital auction, one of Sotheby's first dedicated NFT sales, signaling that legacy auction houses were now fully invested in the digital asset space. Then there is Bored Ape Yacht Club. The BAYC collection launched in April 2021 and quickly became the defining status symbol of the NFT era. Celebrities, athletes, and billionaires rushed to own one. The most expensive single Bored Ape sale involved ape number 8817, which sold for $3.4 million in October 2021. While this seems modest compared to the top-tier sales, the broader BAYC ecosystem, including Mutant Apes, Bored Ape Kennel Club, and the ApeCoin token launch, generated billions of dollars in aggregate sales volume. Yuga Labs, the company behind BAYC, became the most valuable NFT company in existence, raising $450 million in a seed round at a $4 billion valuation.